First met Abdullah Shaki last fall on the Greek island of Lesbos in the midst of the refugee crisis.
And he starts telling me that I sold everything I had so that I could afford to pay a smuggler.
I was in Greece reporting, and Abdullah, who was born in California to Egyptian parents, was there helping refugees as part of a team from Islamic Relief USA. A few months later, we're both back in the States, and Abdullah is now leading an Islamic relief team in Flint, Michigan. He's helping residents cope with the city's water crisis.
We're going to go distribute water at these other complexes, right?
Yes.
Islamic Relief USA is an official partner of the Red Cross, so Abdullah and the team meet at the Red Cross office in Flint to plan for the weekend's water distribution. The city's nearly 100,000 residents have to use filtered or bottled water. Their tap water is contaminated with dangerous levels of lead.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me, give you, all of us the ability to share, to support what race, what ethnicity, what color. There's a community in Flint that needs help. It's our community. They're going through a water crisis. Who's going to support?
It's Friday, and Imam Muhammad Abdullah Wahid is giving his weekly sermon at the Flint Islamic Center in the suburbs. The topic is why his Muslim community should help the people in Flint, and Abdullah hopes to recruit lots of volunteers here.
Please join us this weekend, inshallah, helping to distribute water to your neighbors here in Flint.
As Abdullah works the crowd, Imam Wahid tells me that most of the 1,500 or so Muslims around Flint live in the suburbs and haven't been affected by the water crisis, but he's adamant they should help.
As Muslims, we are taught by our Prophet and our tradition that we need to serve everyone, irrespective of what ethnicity or religion.
The next morning, the Islamic Relief Team and about 25 volunteers unload heavy pallets of water at a public housing complex in North Flint. It's a very depressed part of the city. They head inside with water and filters and start knocking on doors.
Volunteers with water. Hi, how you doing? We have cases of water for you today.
I chat with a few residents in the hallway. The tap water is dangerous, but the solution so far, using bottled water, is hard to manage. So you have to bathe using those small bottles of water?
I have to put them in the sink, and just like doing a baby. When you first have a newborn baby, and you have to do the baby in the sink. Yeah, that's what it seems like. It's like I'm reliving the baby's life all over again.
Later, another Flint resident tells me how angry she is.
When you get a case of bottled water per household, and you have to drink on that water, cook on that water, wipe your kids' face with that water. It's not working. You shouldn't have to live like that. We're not a third world country. We're America. We're the strongest country in the land. Let them tell it.
So far, Islamic Relief has distributed 2 semis full of water. That's 1 case each for 3,000 households. FEMA, the Red Cross, and many others are also helping. About 30,000 households need water every day. Even though the city switched back to the Detroit water system in October, recent test results still show unhealthy lead levels in many homes, and it's not clear how long it will be until the drinking water is safe again.
It's safe to say that no one probably needs water here.
On Sunday, Abdullah and the team drive to another housing complex to deliver water, only to find the empty corpse of the building.
I mean, you want to go knock on some boarded up doors? it's abandoned for sure.
Much of North Flint consists of half-empty blocks with burned-out, boarded-up, or very dilapidated housing. Abdullah keeps driving.
It literally looks like a war zone out here in some places, with houses that have been abandoned, that have been gutted. There are certain blocks that are so run down, they almost resemble pictures out of Syrian neighborhoods sometimes.
We start talking about the Syrians on Lesbos again, where Abdullah and I met. We saw thousands of refugees forced to leave home and seek safety elsewhere. Now in Flint, we see people who are also seeking safety, but it's inside their own homes.
I mean, the similarities are pretty striking. I mean, they may almost resemble internally displaced peoples within their own country. How can this be happening in the United States?
For The World, Jean Karstensen, Flint, Michigan.